I'm Kevin,
I'm Renee.
and we'll be doing a negotiation on different hypothesis processes. The pretense is I hired a male coworker for higher pay than the employee, and we'll start.
Okay, cool. So thank you for taking the time to meet with me, Kevin. As you know, I've been working here for over 2 years, and I want to speak with you about my salary situation.
Yep.
So my first question is, what do you think I'm worth to the company?
You're both exactly the same when I hired you the first time.
Is there a reason why? Because as you know, it's been 2 years, and I've had great results from my projects and great feedback from both clients and staff members.
So what are you trying to say?
Well, I think it's time for a salary increase at least.
Increase.
Yes.
Okay. I understand that you want an increase. Is that right?
Yes.
Yes. How much are you looking for?
Well, I'm looking for 3 things actually.
You're looking for 3 things.
Well, firstly, the salary increase.
But you just mentioned you just wanted a salary increase before.
Yes, but that's part of the 3 things that I'm asking for. So basically, I've been working here for 2 years.
All right. My
results, I believe, equate to me deserving a promotion. So with the promotion, I think obviously the salary increase will.
That's fairly standard.
Yes, yes, and a company vehicle would also be very.
A company vehicle.
Yes.
Don't you already drive a car of your own?
I do.
So why would you need a company vehicle if you have your own car?
Because the upkeep of my car, I won't have to pay that if I'm driving a company vehicle. See, there's a lot of things to take into account. There's rego, warrant, obviously just general maintenance. Company vehicle would be so much easier for myself. And as you know, I'm driving from West Auckland to the city every day to get to business.
I see. But you mentioned that you were looking for 3 things. I also understand that you gave in a letter asking that you would be looking for alternative work.
If the company does not give me what I'm looking for, then it is possible I will seek other employment, as I believe I'm worth more than what I'm getting at the moment.
Okay, I see. How much of a raise were you after?
So I would be after a 15% raise.
15% raise.
Effective immediately.
Immediately.
Yes.
But I'll tell you what, Renee. I am prepared to give you a 4% raise from your current status, but you will not be receiving promotion. As you know, we've recently hired, during the time that we hired you, a male coworker who will be having that promotion.
I appreciate that you do not usually deviate from the annual pay reviews, but I would like to share with you what I've done and ask for your support in recognising my efforts. I think you'll see that I have earned 15% raise, so do you want to listen to what I've got to say? Sure. Okay, so during my performance review last year, you indicated that my overall performance was excellent and that my attitude was extremely collaborative, which was noticeable within the team and much appreciated. In the several team projects that I'd been assigned, including the last 2 that you personally assigned to me, I was appointed team leader. In each individual case, we were able to complete the project on time and under budget, and the formal feedback debriefing in the debriefing session was extremely positive, recognising my leadership as a key success to the projects. So I believe that's quite a feat. I think that merits more than a 4%.
More than 4%.
Yes.
I see. But the thing is, your counterpart, your male coworker, has also been doing the exact same thing. Yeah, his appraisals were also similarly towards your what you've gotten.
The thing is, my counterpart, he has basically the same education as myself, the same work experience, and I don't see why he's earning more than I'm earning. Because
the pretense that when I hired you and I hired your male coworker were different. I hired you for this specific role because you were the best fit for it. I hired him after because I wanted to groom him for a managerial role in the future. But at the same time, he needed training, so that's why the both of you were doing the same job, and he has a higher pay because I want to keep him.
I understand that, but in saying that we're both doing very similar roles at the moment, and I'm getting such a lower pay compared to him, I hardly think that's fair. Do you think that is a case of Equal Pay Act? Because he's a male counterpart doing the exact same as I am doing, yet I'm getting paid a big chunk less than he is.
But I'll say this again. The thing is because we hired him under the pretense that he'll be promoted to a manager role or sometime around this year, and the pay that we gave you for your role, we think is substantially more than what the normal employee would get.
I understand that you wanted him for a managerial role, but the thing is, I have proven myself in more than one way. I mean, I could even get into a managerial role, no sweat. I believe that I have the experience and I've shown myself to be a good leader in more than one aspect. So I really don't understand why.
Yeah, so we appreciate your efforts, and we can see your worth to the company, and we will promote you to a role in the future. But at this point of time, we have our eyes set on your male co-worker at this time. Be promoted.
I do understand that, but you have to understand from my point of view, I have been here for 2 years now. Mm-hmm. That's quite a long period of time, and I haven't received any benefits or raises, pay raises, promotions, any sort of company benefits for being here and showing my dedication to the company. I've also, as I mentioned, the projects that I've been involved with have been a huge success, and I think that's been failed. You've failed to notice this. Okay.
Before I go into you, why do you want an increased pay besides the fact that you think that you're being underpaid?
Well, obviously, Auckland house pricing is extremely expensive. Okay. So at the moment, I'm just making rent and making gas payments, hence the company vehicle, and making living. I would like to increase my pay for the living expenses and, of course, leisure. Just a general pay increase would help my lifestyle.
Are you saying that you're struggling making rent and food every week?
Yes.
By how much? If you don't mind me asking.
Oh, well, I mean, I'm not struggling, but I'm just making it.
But you're just making it?
Yeah. So I don't have a lot left over at the end of the week.
I see. But you do understand that under the Employment Rights Act and the Wage Act, one of the Wages Act for New Zealand, we are not obliged to, give you a wage increase, and it's not, how do you say? It's not illegal and it's not discrimination that we hire you under these circumstances. But I am happy to give you that 4% increase raise.
4% is definitely not what I would be looking for. 4% is a bit of an insult to me, actually.
An insult?
Yes. I understand that maybe it may not come under the Equal Pay Act or the Discrimination Act, but still, just think of it as my work ethic. How are you going to recognise my work ethic after 2 years? A 4% pay increase, really?
Okay, here's the thing. In most companies in New Zealand, employees rarely get a raise at all, and unless they get a promotion, which you will receive in due time, in due course. And in other countries, especially Australia, I think, or more likely the States, the average pay increase for employees would be about 2% every year. So 4% would be on point for your 2 years worth of contribution with us.
I understand where you're coming from, but once again, I'm getting a lot lower than my co-worker for doing the same, very similar jobs.
Okay.
And although you believe that this 2% is on point with my 2-year dedication to this company, I believe I'm worth more.
How much more besides the 15%?
Well, that's 15% or a promotion or a company vehicle. But that's what I'm after.
So now you're telling me you're after one thing?
Well, I'm after all three.
You're after all three?
Yes.
I cannot give you a company vehicle, and I also cannot give you a company promotion at this time. But if you want more pay, that's not a problem. Not a huge problem, but still.
All right. Well, I'm happy to go down from the 15%, but I think we should come up from 4%. Can we meet somewhere in the middle?
7%.
What about 9%?
7% is probably the highest I can give.
Is there a reason why?
Mainly budget costs.
Yeah, that's understandable.
Budget costs, and also we have you understand that we have a limited budget in workplace operations, and 7% is actually significantly more than what most employees, if at all, in this company would receive a wage increase.
Well, I do believe that 9% would be, if I'm coming down from 15%, I think 9% would be, on your part, that would be quite.
You see, here's the thing. You came in asking me for three things. When like yesterday, you came into my office and gave me a letter saying that you would be looking for alternative work, and you just went home.
I was under a lot of pressure that day. As you know, I've just told you that it's hard to make ends meet.
Mm-hmm.
But the thing that pushed me over the edge was knowing that my male co-worker is earning a substantial amount more than me for very, very similar work. And I do not find that fair at all. So I come to you asking for at least a 15% pay rise, if that's all you want to give me out of the three things I asked, and you say you're going to go to 7%. I'm not happy with that.
Well, Renee, you do realise that it's against company rules and regulations to abruptly leave the company, your workplace, without any notice. Besides that letter, stating that you would be alternative work, which is essentially saying that you would be interested in resigning.
That wasn't a letter of resignation. That's quite obvious. It wasn't a letter of. It was a letter of my intention to look for other work if my situation does not change.
But you did leave work. How will I know that you won't do the same thing even if I give you the pay increase?
Because I think it's just it's a trust thing.
It's a trust thing.
You need to trust that I've proven myself in more than one way to this company, especially with the results that I've brought from my projects.
All right. Would you agree that I have been a good employee to you thus far before today?
I haven't had any problems with you.
Exactly.
But the money thing, the salary thing, is a huge issue to me, and I think that at the moment you're failing to notice or take into account what I'm trying to tell you.
Mm-hmm. There's no matter trusting. You said I should trust you, but you left the company yesterday when we really needed you, and your coworker was busy doing something else.
You have to understand that it's one day out of 2 years, and that was because I got pushed over the edge because Zach was bragging about his salary, and he was doing the same thing I was doing, yet he was just chilling that day. I was working my butt off.
He was not chilling that day, he was actually working.
Well, when I saw him, he was bragging and sitting back.
And when was this?
Just before lunch.
Just before lunch?
Yeah.
So before you left?
Yes, that's why I left. But I can assure you it won't happen again if I do get the increase that I'm asking for. You know that I will perform well for this company. I have proven myself before.
Okay. Tell you what, I still cannot give you the promotion or the company car, but I can subsidize your gas money about 50%.
Okay.
One fitness is not included, so you'll be given company allowance for gas money.
Yeah.
And I'm willing to give you a 9% increase raise, provided you signed another agreement saying that if you do not perform within expectations and you leave again, you'll be immediately let go.
I'm happy with that.
You happy with that?
I'll take that.
You take that?
Yeah. Alright, thank you very much.
15.
So this is the oral reflection. I think it went quite well. I did find it quite hard when Kevin was throwing a bit of legislation in there telling me how the Equal Pay Act and the Discrimination Act didn't I guess, apply to me. I knew that from reading the case, but trying to make a negotiation case against not against, but towards my employer when my male counterpart is earning more than me, it's quite hard when I'm getting rebutted all the time. But I thought it was quite good the way that he agreed to give me a gas allowance, because obviously that has been what we were discussing. I wasn't expecting it, and then he gave me the 9% increase, which was perfect, so I think it turned out quite well.
Did you want 9% in the first place?
No, I wanted 15, but I mean, I told him I would meet him in the middle because I knew I wouldn't get the 15. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy with it.
Yeah, okay. I'm just thinking for an employer's view. The employer would probably be dealing with employees like Renee from time to time, and asking for a 15% raise, I would think, myself as an employer, I think the employer would probably ask the employee to leave.
Yeah, I know.
But unless the employee was extremely valuable, like in this case, like she said, she'd been working for a few years now and doing an excellent job. Like in an ideal case as an employer, I would like to give it the 15%, but in most cases, I think it would be a bit much, especially with other factors in place, such as
the reason I asked for the 15 was mostly because I hadn't had any pay review for the whole 2 years that I'd been working there.
Yeah.
So I just thought I'd go extreme and see what happened.
Which is why I thought I should give you the 4% first.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. And I actually did not want to go higher than 8%. So that's why I gave you a 4% first to see if you would budge.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. And but going back to the employer, I think a lot more factors would be in place, such as, like what I said before, budget. Because I have a boss. Because I'm obviously not the head of this company, so I probably have a boss as well. He'd probably get shitty with me if I gave you a 15% increase.
Yeah.
Because then if you get a 15% increase, the other employees will start, bickering and asking for an increase. And then it kind of.
But I mean, legislation law is we're not supposed to talk about our pay anyway. I mean, I was coming from the position that I wouldn't talk about it, but my male counterpart had been bragging about it.
I see.
So.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, I think it was a fair compromise that I gave Renee a 9% increase and some gas allowance under the pretense that she would sign a document or agreement that if she did not meet up to expectations, she would be dismissed after an evaluation.
Yeah, I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
Can't complain.
Yeah. Right.
I think we did a good job.
Yeah. That's it. Thank you.
Thanks.